Got it. And hello! I feel like I'm Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! Hello! Hello, welcome to the Jason Spotlight, your number one show of all time. Every week, it's me, James Lott Jr., and of course, Frank Moran.
Hey, everybody.
I know you're here for him, so that's fine.
No, get out of here. They tolerate me to get to the gooey, juicy center. That is James Lott Jr.
All the soapy goodness. Yes,
yes.
I get it. Yes, and we're here back again on a Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Los Angeles, actually. After I do the show, I'm going outside. That's what I'm going to do, Frank. I'm going to go outside after this, just like
nice.
Soak in the sun. Yes, after this.
Get that vitamin D.
That's right, you need it. So I want to get darker too. So everybody, here's what's going on, everybody. We are here. The other two soaps we did. So Y&R and me and Tammy Govea happened this morning. It's already out there, folks. It's out there. Then it was just me by myself. My two girls couldn't make it the last minute. So it's a shorter episode of the Bold Beautiful Me Spotlight, because I was just bored by myself. So, but it's out now too. So you can check it out. I posted it everywhere where all Bold Beautifuls are sold. So you go do that. And then now we're doing this one, of course. And also this week, speaking of new shows, re-debuting is Daytime Today. We brought it back, and the premiere week is this week. And I'm going to tell you the episodes are coming out, and Frank's going to laugh. Here we go.
I saw the one for 12/7.
Yes, he's like, okay, so yeah. So if you guys didn't see it, I posted it everywhere, but just so you get another look-see. Oh my God, why am I having a hard time finding anything? My phone isn't organized. Okay, so 12.
I said 2. I even said that too. I said 12. 2. It's just I'm already thinking it's December.
Me too. Yeah, it's February. So February 1st, our premiere. You can watch that. And then on February 3rd, Skin Color on General Hospital. You watch that. February 5th, Taraya coverage. That's from the Y&R fans. They're the first lesbian couple to get engaged in the whole history of the Young and Restless. And on the 7th, the one he's talking about, 10 ways to improve General Hospital. Me and Matthew Theall talk about it.
Oh man, better angels on that episode.
I know yours would have been 20 or 30, so I was like, I'll get to Frank another one. So yeah. Frank will come on the show to you. We got him on. It's your new soap chat in the afternoon. So
that's just burn it down. But that only gives you one step. So
yes, see, that's why I can't on the show. No, but he will be on Frank Rap. Oh my God, we don't have that. But Frank got to work that out. I guess they want the Frank Rap.
Man, first I'd have to go back and listen to the.
Yeah, I know.
It's so long, I just remember it's GH after show.
I'm going to that part. Okay.
So that I'm going to try to
find. Okay, I'm going to try to find that music. See if I can find the music for the Frank Rap. We'll try to work it out, you guys. Try to work it out. I just wrote it to myself. I go back in the old episodes and look at it. Okay, so yes, so that's all happening coming up. And also, I want to say, I said this on every show today. I'm saying it again. Frank doesn't know this. Saying it again now. What we do is opinion television. I've been getting some flack in some very surprising areas, and I'm defending my shows today. When we do opinion television, we don't just recap the shows. You guys all watch the shows already. So we're talking about them, but also giving our opinion. We're giving our opinions about the storyline, about the fashion, about the shows. We sometimes it does get serious. Sometimes it's just for fun and being whimsical. But that's what we do here. It's tricky sometimes. That's what we do. We do not talk shit about the actors. We're not wishing they lose their jobs. We don't do any of that stuff. Not really. We just don't. It's all about the characters, character driven. It's all character driven. So I'm not going to be censored. I'm not going to censor Frank. I'm not going to censor Tammy Govea. I'm not going to censor any of my co-hosts, because we have a right to say what we want to say about a storyline. That's how that works. If you don't like it, kiss my grits.
I saw that tweet, and yes. Boy, I'm living in a different world, because it's like all the flack you're getting. It's like, I didn't even realize that. I'm so sorry you got to be getting all that flack, James. But
the thing is, I'm the network head. clearly. I'm the producer of the show. I run the show. So I think they're coming to me for sure because they're thinking he's the one to talk to.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. We all have our opinions. You have your opinions. We have ours. We're all here. This is a community of folks. We're all together. It's not just, no, I want to tell you guys, it's not just haters. I'm getting other flack from I'm saying, I can't wait. I don't want to say it on here, but from surprising places. So I'm saying it's not just regular haters on Twitter. I'm getting some actual interesting stuff coming towards me. And I'm just making a public statement to saying it is what it is. I'm not changing it for all my after shows. It's all opinions. And if you want to come on the show and defend yourself or whatever, please do. I love it. I love having a guest on the show. But I'm not, and I'm also not cutting out fans. Fans, you guys are the reason why we're here. And you're the reason why we do these. And we create a community every Sunday is what we do. We come together at Toronto General Hospital and we laugh. So that's so Frank, that's what it is. I'm getting it because I'm the bigger face and they just come to me because they know I'm in charge, I think.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because I'm dead inside and I would not care.
I
mean, that might be it too.
That might be it.
But yes, but no, James, I agree. That's what we've always done since the days we were doing this in AfterBuzz. It's never about the actors, just about the show. Yeah. And you know, I know we can be critical, absolutely. Yeah. But again, as we've talked about here many times, that we love this show. We watch the show for as long as we've had because we genuinely do love it. But that doesn't mean that there are things that couldn't be better. In our opinions, and exactly in our opinions, that we feel like that could be better to keep a show that we've loved going, make it continue to be better and keep going, so we all have a chance to enjoy the show for years to come.
We want the show to continue, folks. We're not trying to get it off the air, but I've noticed that there's been a very dark cloud this week on social media about General Hospital. So there's a lot of things going on. I've been trying to stay kind of out of it. People trying to drag me in. I'm like, oh, I'll stand over here. But we're here just to playfully critique about a show that we like. So we're not. So I'm saying that. So now I've said it on every show today. I'm done saying it. I made my tweet known out in public. I'm done.
I'm so removed from soap opera Twitter.
I know you are. You're removed from all that. You don't know Frank. Frank just comes in happily. Hi, what are we talking today?
Come here, drop my crap talk, throw some shade. You know, and then hey, I'll see you, James. Bye.
See you later. See you next week. And then meanwhile, I'm getting all the responses. I don't care. I'm strong, folks. I'm strong like bull.
Stronger.
Look at that. Yes, exactly. But yes, more than haters, folks. It's other people too that are just kind of doing things. But everybody in chat room, hello, you guys are coming in. We love all you guys. I see you guys see some new names I've seen before and older names I've seen in a long time. Okay. I'm going to start off bad already, folks. So get ready, folks. I can find it.
Yes, do it.
The sonogram. Okay, I'm a writer. There are many ways they could have had this happen. I'm just upset the way it was executed. I don't have people just have sonograms that just fall out of their purses when you bump into somebody, or I mean, I don't understand what's going on. It just bugged me, the execution. Yes, now Victor knows. I'm sad. I wish he didn't know, but now he knows. But is that it just Frank? Come on.
It from a storytelling point to give Valentin and Maxie some way of both having the same a piece of the same puzzle, so that it can make somebody like Victor, easily figure out what the deal is or confirm his, whatever his suspicions were. Okay, but I agree with you. To have it, it's frustrating because you would think, hey, Maxie, Bailey or Louise is still around you as Bailey. You have seen Bailey plenty of times in the time that she's been with Brooklyn that you couldn't have grabbed just a photo of her. Why do you need the sonogram with you? Because I'm sure you've got tons of photos on your phone that you can look at of Bailey all the time. Why are you still carrying the sonogram around?
Right. It just seemed there are other choices that could have been made that would have been more plausible. It's kind of like I get the whole puzzle piece thing kind of happening. I get that. That's fine. But it's just like, I can see why Valentin was carrying it in his wallet. I saw that. So like I said, again, it wasn't so much, but like we just said, it was a little weird. A little weird. Like, it was really, if somebody said contrived, they did that. But so now he knows, I guess, so who else knows now, Frank?
Peter. Just that scene of him just running into them outside the elevator. It's just, and props to Brooklyn, and of course, where she's like, did you see the way he was looking? I think he knows. Like,
oh yeah, no, so I was like, yes.
In all cases of Peter August, assume the worst.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Brooklyn was smart. But why is Chase going, why would you think that? You're the detective or whatever. You can really, that Brooklyn is the one going, because he was literally slobbering over the baby and was staring at it.
Yeah. And for Chase to try to console Brooklyn by saying, Peter just likes to say the things that are going to hurt you. So because of his comment of, looks just like his mother. Well, what is that? How's that a hurtful thing?
Yeah,
Chase?
exactly.
I think it's a Maxie thing, Chase. So
yes.
Be worried. Be very worried.
Be very afraid. You'd be very afraid, right? That's totally. I'm like, they gave her some smarts. Good. They gave her some smarts. She's like, okay, this is. She's like, this is a little much.
Yeah. And the big thing is that this is the betrayal that finally severs Peter's infatuation, or at least infatuated love for Maxie. Now it is like, she's betrayed me, and now she must pay because of all this terrible stuff. So now, she's crossed the line to being somebody that Peter wants to hurt, as opposed to like, I want you to love me.
Yeah, I actually like that part. Folks, it's hard for me to say this, but I actually like that part, that now he sees her as the enemy. So now that makes it a little more interesting than pining after. So now the danger is real. Now it's like, he knows where the baby, he knows where homegirl is. Now he don't care about Maxie anymore. So they screw that noise. He wants his daughter to control. So now they have to be very strangely afraid about that. And also, I did like that part. Now, also at the same time, we have all that going on. We got Paw Talk or Montauk or wherever they are, Podunk, where we are. You got Maxie literally still trying to hold out, Frank. She's still trying to hold out, and lies to Austin, who's not quite believing everything though, because he heard some stuff. I think he's appeasing her now. While you got Felicia and Anna, come on, girl. Like, oh God. So what do you think about that part?
At this point where they're, it's frustrating, because you would think, yes, I know this is your baby for sure, but you would think that, man, you got to start reading the temperature, and better to have these people that you love. Austin, okay, maybe a little bit on the outside, but still, you definitely feel a connection to, on whatever level that's going to be. But Felicia, Anna, yes, why not loop those people in? We talked about this last week. It's like, when you think things are going to fall apart, loop the people in that could best help you, rather than keep them still at arm's length. Get them in all in, so everybody can put up a united defense against Peter.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, at the same time, we have Valentin putting it together. Like, somebody woke up and got smart all of a sudden. Yeah. I don't know, this week. It was like, we're talking to Martin and looking at the whole, this story, actually, I'm not minding this story so much, the way it's kind of unfolding. So now we got him kind of going, they didn't change the name over it. Like, they didn't change over the parents. And then Chase isn't like acting a certain way too. So I'm like, that's smart thinking, right?
I absolutely agree. It was great watching Valentin start putting the pieces together. And as frustrating as I find it that they didn't just tell Valentin when the jig was up, rather than continue with this lie, to extend the storyline even further. It was the piece of finding out that Chase hadn't been named the father on Bailey's birth certificate. That finally at least got Valentin to think that extra step himself. So always great to see Valentin being smart.
Yes. So these pieces are all kind of swirling around. Meanwhile, Victor's like, let's talk, son. I'm here for you. You can trust me. So why did he kidnap him at the end?
I think because he's figuring out that Valentin knows the deal. And so if he reveals that, if he reveals to Anna or anybody else that he knows the real deal,
oh, that's right.
then it's going to be too many obstacles in the way of him being able to easily come in and grab Bailey.
And it's funny because Peter keeps just dissing him every time. Oh, I'm changing. I don't know. I'm not telling you now. What do you mean not telling me now? I'm like, Victor, you can't trust this MFer. Let's say that. I almost got ghetto all of a sudden. You can't trust him. He keeps like changing the terms.
It is absolutely bonkers to me. And I mean, it's only because that he knows he's got something that that Victor really, really wants that he's able to do this. But it was infuriating to think like, oh, well, no, the deal's changed now. It's like, whoa, that's not Victor's fault. He gave you his side of it.
I said I wanted Maxie.
Well, that's not my fault.
Right.
I didn't set it up so that Maxie was the one that did all this. She did that.
I told you where the kid is. Like I gave you major information. Like that's not enough. Too much.
Yeah, it's the only thing it was so weird to me is that when Victor at Charlie's offers to hold on to the sonogram for Valentin, like that's just weird. Like and then Valentin did not start questioning that right away. It's like, who offers just to hold on to somebody's sonogram? Just no, I'm just gonna throw it out, or I'm gonna deal with this, but it's my issue. No, don't be weird. Don't hold on to the sonogram. But I am so happy that this is moving along.
Yes.
It's been dragging out forever.
Yes. Totally agree.
Yeah,
totally.
Because, like I can't take any more scenes of like, and just the way the beats of a soap opera show, the way it's laid out. That middle of the week when Maxie goes over to visit and see Bailey over at Chase and Brooklyn's place, and opens the door, and it's like, I'm here for my daughter. And then, to give us that nice little soap opera little hits to get us all teased for the rest of the episode. And then it comes to like, oh no, I'm just here to just see her. Like, ugh, yes, great. Why do we need this dumb, the unnecessary bit of acting up top? It's just
that was
and
that's a universal soap thing.
It is, but it's just like
the whole thing. I'm going to take her back. I mean, I'm just being take her to the back.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh.
But no, the story is moving, which I like a lot. I like it a lot. I'm so glad. I've heard a rumor, of course. I hope it's not true.
Lay it on me.
In the chat room, before I tell Frank, have you heard the big rumor? It's a huge rumor. When I heard it, I was like, what? So tell me in chat, have you heard the big rumor that's supposed to happen in this storyline?
Well,
I tell Frank this. So, yes.
I would hope that Peter does get his hands on Louise and is gone for a while.
Okay, yes, okay.
Just whether it's because I feel like I don't know. I feel like if you're going to set this all up, you've got to have Peter get the upper hand for a little bit. The way this show works and the way they're using Peter, I could see Peter succeeding and having Louise for some amount of time.
Okay, I see that. Okay. Let's see if anybody says it in the chat room. They haven't heard it. Okay, well.
Dang it. Come on. This is a chat show, everybody. We got to
know you guys don't know. You guys aren't telling me anything. I've heard this through several different people who are very different ends of the spectrum. And Lucretia Lyon also heard this too, our buddy. The plan is to kill Maxie.
What?
Kill her off. That's the big rumor that's going around. That she will, for this whole thing, she's going to sacrifice her life.
Wow.
That's true. I have no idea. But I would have mentioned it if, I hear rumors all the time about kind of stuff. You're like, no, it's not going to happen, whatever. But this is actually a big rumor I've heard from other soap people and things. It's like it's kind of going around, and I hope it's not true.
Interesting.
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out if that's true. What does that do then? What point of that? What is that? Is that be a big impact on the story? I mean, Maxie dies is a huge impact on the story, of course. But I'm just wondering, what does that mean for the story? If she has no daughters, there's no kids, and it just would be weird.
That's true, because I mean, I think all the kids would go to like Mac and Felicia.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so
right?
So next of kin. If your husband's dead, the fathers are dead, and those siblings are old enough, I guess it would go to her parents, right? Because Georgia would go right to
Spinelli. Yes.
Spinelli. But James, and see, that's where.
I mean, Obrecht. I mean, I think it would be like they could both sue for custody. Obrecht and Felicia.
They could. Yeah, they could.
And, I mean, you've got Britt and Peter. Yes. Nobody's going to give him to Peter.
No, I don't think Peter. No.
So I feel like that would go to Felicia and Mac.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Ugh.
I know. I'm hoping that's not the case. Seriously, I hope. Yeah. They also mentioned on Days too. I heard also Days also. So as a legacy hero when he gets killed there too. I heard the same thing. Someone says it makes sense to bring Felicia back then. Some say it goes to the godparents. That's only if the parents, I think it usually goes next to kin, and then the godparents, so you're right, are next after that, I think.
Yeah. As a bummer might be, I don't mind it if it's told well. It could be it could be, if it's told really well, it could be an interesting story. It's the character of Maxie, while yes, a legacy character, has been kind of stuck in the same circles of constantly getting involved with people that end up, other than that we saw with
you're right.
With Man Landers. It's been more often than not somebody that's been no good for her.
That's true. No, you're right. That's true. You're right. That's the rumor I heard. So I don't know if that's true or not. I hope it isn't. Yeah. So I just that's the rumor I heard.
I don't know. You got me interested. I'd be down.
I know. It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. That's the whole point. Is that it's a very interesting theory if that would happen. That would change the story a lot.
Yes,
that would totally change it. And so, yeah. And then Louise would go back. Maybe would go to Chase. No, who's the godparents for that one? Is Chase and is that the godparents too?
I don't know if they ever set up godparents for that one.
Because that'd be interesting too. Because then everybody just go, well, you're back to
raising her. So
yeah, raising her. Raise her to Quartermain. That'd be interesting. Yeah. So anyway, so that storyline. It is moving along, and there's just kind of things going on.
What an unexpected turn for that story.
I know. So I'm curious to see if they do that or not. I'm very curious if they do that or not.
I feel like you don't see GH take those kind of big swings too often. So, yeah, I don't oppose that.
Yeah, they do. They don't. So there's that. Okay.
And a Maxie death would have a lot of fallout for a lot of people.
No, it would. That's the thing. The fallout would be huge.
I mean, especially think somebody like Bobby. I mean, that's her last connection to BJ.
Oh my God, I didn't think about that too. That's right.
Yeah.
That would suck. I just lost Luke.
Yeah.
So supposedly, that would suck. Okay, so we're going this because this is brief because it really didn't go nowhere. Jennifer Smith.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on who, again, this mysterious person on the West Coast that Jennifer Smith was talking to. And really the way that scene was played out, I was expecting Jennifer Smith to be killed because she's just sitting in the back and in that empty car by herself and just saying, are we done? Do we need anything else? I was expecting like an explosion of the car or somebody to kill her or gas to fill.
Yeah, I thought so too. And with her and Sonny, they're right. They met once. I don't think they had no scenes. It was like it was a piece of history. I get that. It was a piece of history. I get it. but there was nothing. It just was like, okay. I mean, again, I guess they're setting up for this big thing is going to happen, right? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and again, I feel like GH is going to go down this road of it's this, they're going to play forever whoever this mysterious West Coast person is, and GH always feels like I think they take too long to even let the audience know. Just like we were talking about last week, just even let the audience know who this mystery person is, and let us be excited for when the cast actually finds out.
Well, that also brings up another storyline. It's related possibly to this.
Ooh, Marshall. Yeah. I saw your tweet about when he had the sub.
Okay, folks, you can take a coffin. Excuse me, folks. Okay, Frank Moran. Now, when you saw him, you went, what? I know you did. Yeah. That giant white mud. His mustache is more than mine. It was all gray. A whole different body type, everything. Yeah. I was like,
well, which one threw you off more? Was it the recast, the temporary recast of Taggart, or of Marshall?
Marshall, I think. The one Taggart was a weird one too. Again, it was another weird one. Marshall Light, exactly. No, I mean it's all. I mean that one was weird too. Remember we talked about that on the show? It was weird too.
Yes.
But this one, it was so glaring. They gave him a hat too. I mean, it was like it just didn't work.
Yeah, it's a different body type, so just like him walking out,
everything.
It was just so.
He lost weight or something. Like he's older, size. Like I mean, that's a great plan, I guess. I mean, I don't know what he did, but it was just such a weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
So, but what's weird? We go strictly storyline, which is weirder. We still don't know nothing. But he had that little episode. So now Curtis is softening all of a sudden.
Of course.
I think he was in witness protection. And then I thought of you. And that here's the scene. I thought of Frank in this scene. Let me do this correctly. Take two. Marshall told me everything. He told you everything. I thought of you. Like, hey, on Stella, where's the poker face? Like, he told you everything.
Exactly. And you were right to think that, because I was like, oh, you're not going to say anything, are you? And they, of course, didn't.
Of course you didn't.
So frustrating. Did you know anything about Stella? Scene. Oh.
Right. I thought of you that whole scene. I thought this is Frank's pet peeve right here. Because all her face looks like, I thought, Chris, you were a PI. Did you read her face? She's obviously hiding something.
Exactly.
She's clearly hiding something. And you're just like, on Stella. And then, of course, Marshall shows up. And she's having these looks. I'm like.
Yeah. It is incredibly frustrating. Almost as frustrating as constantly hearing Marshall talk to Epiphany about being a doctor. Like, what is the point of this?
Please tell me, Frank, what's the point of
that? Does Marshall have like a bet with somebody that it's like, I bet I can get her to go to medical school. I bet I can do it. Because what's the point? What is the game for Marshall?
I don't know either. It's such an odd. That's the right thing. It's very odd. It's very odd how much they are pushing this in this form. Like, they're not old friends. They're not people who, I mean, we're getting bits and pieces of her. She mentioned her son briefly. They're giving us bits and pieces of her life, which is great. We want to know more about Epiphany, of course. But again, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm like, is she going to go on a whole discovery and go and be a doctor and think Marshall, that's one of the good things? I guess. I mean.
Which, I'm fine with the character wanting to change their, their life or their career. Great, cool for that. But I don't feel like that's where this is going. And I don't mind if they're talking about music and our band. Can you, why don't you join our band?
Right. Oh, right.
That makes sense. They've already had a connection on that level. And so it makes sense. But to have that always just kind of be like the second thing, and the focus always seems to go back to, how about it being a doctor though? I mean, what about being a doctor? Huh? Oh,
Yeah, I don't. It's just very awkward. That's what it is. It's very awkward. And again, I'm all for Epiphany having story. I love to have a story, but also I just have them date and have that be the story. And it's she that, there's a scene I saw for next week. Do I know you? Do I know you? Stella and Epiphany. I keep forgetting, and actually it's realistic. I keep forgetting when people first like that's what they haven't met. There's no reason for them to meet until now. Like this, they don't like certain characters never in the same area. That makes sense. Why they would never,
yeah, but it makes harder for me to buy in at GH because they both worked at GH for a bit.
That's true. That's true.
You know, so like even if we never saw it on camera, you would have assumed they at least would have passed by each other. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. I don't know them, but I know who they are.
I guess you have to. I mean, you're right. That's true. Well, that's true. I guess. I'm just thinking about them. Like, yeah, I guess so. Well, no, I can go with that. Yeah, I can go with that.
And the weird thing too, with Marshall and this doctor stuff, is that he keeps bringing that up to Epiphany, and then the one time that Epiphany kind of comes back and says, I don't know, maybe you should take more care of yourself and consider. I don't know if this doctor did the right thing by you. It's like, shut it down. Don't. My doctor and I, we already talked about it. So you keep pushing her. And then when she kind of comes back and says, hey, I have a feeling maybe you should explore something. Why did you shut it down? So I don't understand that either.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're right with that too. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it's like, but hey, what about being a doctor? Get out of here with this already.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. No, you're right about that too. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So I don't know what their point is with these conversations, but I agree. I mean, I'm all down for Epiphany having a dating life. I mean, Milo, it's like, Magic Milo's off around the country doing whatever he does with his gym stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see Epiphany get some love. I don't. It's reluctant. I'm bummed that it's with Marshall.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like, well, this character gives you absolutely nothing.
Right.
So.
So, folks, that's on that one.
But I mean, it was, and we see Sonny. It kind of ties in a little bit of the Sonny thing. But when he comes into the club, and we see Marshall kind of I feel like he's got a good read on Sonny Corinthos, and he's like, no, you don't want to get involved with somebody like a Sonny Corinthos. I'm out on that. So I mean, he's clearly got some backstory with some unsavory types, as we already know. But yeah, he knows not to get too far in with those people.
Yeah, that was very interesting. So let's go there, folks. Let's go there. So I'm enjoying because he does it great because he's in real life he has bipolar disorder. So him playing bipolar he does a great job. I mean, Maurice Bernard does a great job. So seeing him spiral out of control, and when he just walked in, and Curtis stood up to him too, and was like, I'm busy right now. I don't got time talking to you. You're not back. I mean, and then Marshall tried to buck up too behind, and he's like, I got this, whatever. And then Drew walks in too. So when he told Drew off, I had to chuckle a little bit. I'm Jason Light and everything. I chuckle. I had to chuckle a little bit. I know he's off his meds, but I was like, that's kind of funny. But Sonny going out of control. I wanted to please Carly and Nina, of course, had to be nearby. The person was like, "Oh, there's Nina over there." Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah, you get that case like Marshall-itis, where she just kind of slinks in and just is there. And you're like, "Well, how have you been here?" All right.
Okay.
I found this incredibly frustrating because in the one sense where it's like, yes, I got burnt down on it when it happened when Sonny was Mike and he started having his first thing because he'd been off the meds. Logical story point because he's amnesia, doesn't realize that he's bipolar, so he has this reaction, and Phil's able to get him to go see a doctor. So I've seen that, and I was like, well, okay, enough of that. Yeah. But then we see this again here, and the thing that was frustrating is, we have already seen the scene where he kind of gets name checked by Carly that, oh yeah, I got tagged on this message saying that your prescription's out. So what's going on? And then that was it. Nobody's ever thought about anything about that. And certainly Carly's not been around Sonny enough to kind of start thinking like, well, okay, clearly he didn't go and get his prescription refilled.
Clearly, clearly,
yes.
right.
But to have anybody in his family not think that be like that, like Michael, Dante, that have interactions with Sonny, thinking like, whoa, hold on. But especially Nina, we have to have that long protracted scene of her at his place saying, well, give me a name, who should I call? And she doesn't call anybody. Like, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all. You would still just call anybody, especially if you're genuinely concerned about this person. You don't wait till the next morning to call Britt. You would call any of his family members.
I agree.
No matter what. I mean, even if it's a Michael thing and you're worried, then you call Willow, because you at least have something with Willow. You could say that without it being a big angry conversation with Michael. So that scene was frustrating to me, unbelievably so, because it didn't seem real to me.
But I want to say to you just now, you just said call Willow. I just want to say something, that this storyline frustrated you so much. You were like, let's call Willow. How we know we feel about her. So I was like,
True.
That's how frustrated Frank was. He was like, let's call Willow.
Yes, because even if I can understand, calling Michael, it's a hard conversation to have because Michael's not going to want to hear about anything that Nina's going to say. But at least giving that information to Willow and let Willow tell Michael, then it's a way to get that information out and get it acted on. But between that and then that follow-ups, my last thing, the stupid 2 days in a row we spent in that yoga studio. That's 2 hours. It's 2 hours.
Yes, Frank.
One we never saw a yoga class that happened in that 2 hours.
Didn't. I was like, we haven't seen one in a while. I'm like, okay, yes.
We saw everybody coming in, getting ready for that yoga class, and for 2 hours didn't see it happen at all. I don't know what the deal with that was, but again, another one of these Nina and Carly confrontations where nothing is ever said. Like Nina never says, just open with that. There doesn't have to be this stupid buildup. Like, I have something to tell you. Like, no, you just say what the issue is. Those scenes irritate me, and I don't know why they continue to write them like that, because it's just frustrating. It gets me irritated because you just don't act like that.
You don't. But they do.
Yeah.
But they do, Frank. But they do. I agree. Everything you said, I actually agree with. I didn't know for me to add on that because everything was like, that's what frustrated me too. It's like because this is now someone's he's mentally hurting him and physically hurting himself. But he came in with the thing the next day, and he was outside all night or whatever. Like that's bigger. That's not as bigger than you. It's bigger than what's going on here. He can be harmful. He wants to take the girls out in the snow. They're like, she's like, it's not a good idea. There's a lot going on there that I think she could have called Dante, right? Could have called Dante, or call Brick, or something. I don't know. I just think it's just like it's or get one of the guards or something.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Let's see. There's several storylines. I'm deciding which one I want to not go to. Well, we'll just do it. Shit, what is that about? The cabin.
I hate this storyline so much. I hate it so much.
I want to tell you something, Frank, before you get into it. Apparently, this is one of the dark things that's happening on Twitter this week is this storyline. It's universally, no one likes it. Universally, no one is liking this. Their magazine drugged Trina got drugged, kind of for no reason. Like it was such a contrived reason to get something. I mean, it's all contrived, and now they're taping them having sex. I mean, it's just the whole thing. It's so just. I'm not a fan whatsoever.
I don't know, James. I don't know how you feel about this. So we'll just talk about it for a moment.
Yes, yes.
It is videotaping them having sex. Never great. You never want to invade anybody's intimacy, obviously, by recording that. That said, and I don't know. Maybe I'm removed from it. but being dead inside, as I've said.
Yes, yes.
But the act of having somebody's sex act taped, yes, an invasion of privacy, but I don't, especially for, I mean, people in, I guess, I mean, young kids that are in high school that are dealing a lot with social pressure. Yes, I can understand, feeling might be weird, but I also, there's a part of me that thinks like this is a loving two people in love. What is the stigma attached to that? And so it seems weird that Esme thinks that this is something that she can use as to hurt Cameron and Jocelyn, especially Jocelyn, because it's like it wasn't like an affair that she taped. Like they don't want this to get out, so I can really stick it to them. No, it was two people that are in love that were being intimate with each other, and somebody recorded it. But there was nothing embarrassing about that. I think it says more about the person that would share that or show that than it does about the people that are the subject of that video.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was like, I'm trying to figure out what the end game is. I mean, and as you always say about like, the red carpets for stuff, like who cares? They're not famous. You read about that in the town, they're not famous. They're young kids. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. They're trying to show us that Esme's bad. There's other ways they could do this. They don't have to do it this way. And then Trina got drugged and kind of like got forgotten.
Yeah.
That was a weird thing too. You didn't try hard enough to talk to her. You looked through the door and they just kind of like, okay, I guess you're sleeping it off. Let's have sex. I mean, it was just a weird. I feel like Joss has always been set up to care about Trina so much that she wouldn't be able to have sex without working things out with her. I think it was weird. It was a weird setup.
Yeah, and I mean the frustrating thing is, I feel like the show, like they've kept alluding to bits and pieces with Esme, whether it's the connection with Ryan, whatever that connection is. But again, the show hasn't showed us any of it. It hasn't revealed anything, at least to the audience, of what the deal is. So it just seems like it's just a bunch of half-formed, half-baked ideas that were like, okay, why is this happening? What's going on? I have no reason to understand any of Esme's motivation in Port Charles. I mean, other than just the fact that she doesn't like these two girls and she wants to do something to hurt them.
Right. I don't get either. I'm just like trying to figure, but it seems like it's universally hated on the show. So I think that's what we're coming to. Is that it's not something anybody's really into. They're just kind of like, huh, what? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a huge fan of Nell. She drove me up a wall.
I remember. No, yes, I remember that.
But I feel like if you're looking at Esme and Nell, at least Nell was a better told version that at least came in with an agenda, and maybe not all the pieces were revealed at first, but the fact that she Jax had gotten her kidney, she came in with that. I mean, there was some beef there, and then it being fully revealed, like, oh no, I was raised alongside of Carly, and that's why I can't stand her. So things were revealed with Nell along the way too, but you knew enough at first to at least understand why, for at least that moment, why she was doing what she was doing and why she wanted payback. Esme,
I agree.
I don't know. Who knows what the deal is? The show is not telling us anything about it.
That's true too. Again, you're right about that. It's this thing. It's like you're not letting us in. I think the audience needs to know a little bit so we can go, okay, she's Ryan's daughter, or okay, it's not enough that she finds Trina a threat, but it's like, okay, that's fine, I guess, but like, I mean, you haven't been around that long. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's not. It's just, again, it's a writing choice. It's just not working for me. It's not working for me.
Yeah, because I feel like there's enough shady stuff, like, what's the real deal that happened with Esme's parents? Where's does she even really have a trust fund? What's the deal?
Right.
Things like this that the show could tell us, and yet has not told us anything. And, I don't know, maybe it's out of this that Jocelyn says, hey, all right, I'm really going to do a deep dive, get Spinelli in on it, and find out what's the deal with this girl's history. Who knows?
That's true. It may come out of that. So we have that going on. What do I want to get on there?
So
the yoga thing. You brought the yoga thing. I thought the Carly Ava conversation was okay, I guess. I mean, they always mess with each other. But having Brooklyn there was kind of funny because you never see those three together. And they were showing Brooklyn with Carly a little more because they aren't like family. They really are like family because it's through Sonny. So I thought it was kind of fun to have her sit there go, okay, and she stood up for Carly a little bit towards Ava, and Ava kind of was like, I'm sorry, whatever. And it was kind of funny they kind of did that. Again, there's no yoga happening, but and later with Sasha coming in and having the Sasha, Nina, Carly, I mean, okay, folks, I'm gonna before Frank answers anything, I'm gonna say this with love, General Hospital. Your leading woman have not to be on every day. It is getting a little. I've watched her for a long time, and Carly's been on every day except for one day she wasn't on. She's on every day. She's on 4 to 5 days a week. Is she tired? You just want to go home and relax. I mean, it's seriously. I'm like, this is like I've never have seen this before. It's like she's on every day. She's in every story. It's just very interesting. So anyway, that's my big comment in terms of you make comment on the two little yoga stories.
The first one, as always, what the one thing I do like about the Ava, Carly, Sonny, and Avery dynamic,
yes,
is that Carly never, of course, Carly loves that girl as her own, as she said.
she does.
But when it comes to custody stuff, as always, it's like, well, that's something between you and Sonny to work out. And I do like that at least Carly recognizes that, respects that between Ava and Sonny, and says like, no, don't waste time talking to me about that. Talk to Sonny. That's between the two of you. I'm just here, and I will love this girl, whatever the situation is. But you two resolve your issues. So I love that.
Yes.
And then it's a bummer. It's a bummer I feel like when you put Ava up against Carly more often than not, it's to make Ava look like a fool in some respect. And I don't like that as well, because I do like Ava. For a time, I was not a huge fan of Ava, but I thought the show's done a really good job of just making Ava more well-rounded. Done some terrible stuff, but unlike Julian, was able to kind of make her a more well-rounded person so that you could, and a more complex person.
That's true. They did with her. They did. That's right. It's true. You're right. They did.
That have it kind of default to the very easy. Ava feels slighted, so she kind of lashes out, and then once she gets the bigger context, she apologizes. Like, man, it's like that's a familiar thing that gets played on Ava a lot, and I don't enjoy seeing that character go through that beat happens so often with that character.
True. You're right about that. Now with the second one, we're leading to Sasha's going to go to drugs, right? She's going back to drugs. Is that what's going on?
Jesus, I hope. My God, it feels like it has to be. The way the show operates, of course, they're just going to have her go like this for a while and never, and then do the big reveal. She's been on drugs this whole time. We just never let you know. Like,
that too. I didn't think about that either. You're right. That's true too. They could totally do that.
So whichever way, I feel like you're right. It's got. I mean, that's too much of at least a big thing that's happened to this character so recently that it would, it absolutely would make sense for the show to want to touch on that. I didn't enjoy it the first time, and I'm not going to enjoy this relapse.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I said a couple weeks ago, we had the guy at the club holding his drugs like this, like trying to get in. So, frankly, they're letting us know that drugs are coming. They're trying to let us know that. So I chuckled on it because I'm like, okay. So I think that's what's going on. So I think drugs are in her future. But I did like her and Carly's talk. Carly was trying to tell her, just when you think you're feeling okay, you may not be. I mean, that's the thing. You may think you're doing okay, but you're not. Now, funny is, Brando, who had a great talk with Sonny, but he's starting to calm down, obviously. I think it's really funny that he was like, feel those feelings. I love that. They had like a manly conversation. It was kind of fun. He's like, men are supposed to cry, blah, blah. And I like Brando. And I like the fact that I think it's really interesting that Brando's the one being sensitive where Sasha isn't. So it's a very different take on the story. I thought it's not the girl going hysterical and the guy going, come on, this girl. It's like he's actually the one who's feeling so much. The way that Sasha said, always wants to talk about it. I started laughing, I chuckled when she said that. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting take.
Yeah, and it was because it was a nice scene to have in there, and I could see how the show kind of structured it out. Because initially, I was frustrated that you finally get Sonny to the hospital, and then it takes a bazillion years for this doctor to get here. So Sonny bails, but it did lead to him running into Brando, and they were both have that conversation, which I think then helped reinforce Sonny that he should stay and should get help rather than just bailing. So it ultimately paid off, and it gave it. You're right, a really nice scene between the two of them.
Yeah, and it paid off. As a Frank, all Frank and I want is just payoffs. That's all we want.
Yeah.
We're gonna payoffs. You're gonna do something, then show us in the end why that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, why is that something that should happen? And they did. It was like, so he didn't leave. So I was like, please don't leave the hospital. Please don't leave the hospital, and he didn't.
No, which is great.
I think that's great. It's wonderful. Let's see. To make sure I'm catching a lot of different things. I mean, there's a lot of Peter stuff. We had Britt with Peter, and Dante with Peter, and Victor with Peter, and Laura and Peter.
The one I was most interested in, and kind of dealt with Laura as well, was the whole Martin Laura. Martin kind of saying, "Hey, Peter, I got to step aside." We both love Michael Unite, and
Yes,
so enthusiastic to have him on the show.
Oh yeah.
I would again love to have more stuff with him, and I feel like the show just teases us with the amount of stuff that we can get. But at least they got something going on with Lucy Coe for whatever we'll see of that on screen. Who knows? But I do like Martin and Laura having being able to now use that time that they're in witness protection to kind of repair the relationship, and so we can just have them now as just two siblings that genuinely have fondness for each other and can have those conversations, and that's great.
I agree with that, and they're fun conversations too. But I'm glad he came. It was funny when Peter was like, "Okay,
yeah,
what's going on here? Why you say?" I laughed so when he was like, "Why are you being so nice? What's going on?" Like, they're not dumb. But he's like, "Return the retainer." That maybe he's like, "Okay, I'll return." I couldn't stop laughing. That was kind of funny. Because he has the 3 ex-wives talking about his mother's care, all this stuff. So he busy. But I love the fact he's like, "We got to return the retainer." Okay, I guess I can do that or whatever. It's hilarious to me. And I like that. I like that he got a conscience. It was like, nope, can't do it. After talking to his sister Laura, I thought that was kind of fun. So it was a fun move again with a little bit of payoff. But see, now still Martin's not safe either. There's still now everybody's on Peter's radar, so they're kind of establishing that nobody's really safe. Not really. Nobody's really safe. I mean, everybody's in danger of some level. I mean, because he's in. You're in his eyesights now. You're in. It's kind of like because he's gonna see you as you did him wrong also because you dropped me.
That's true. I mean, if they decided to go the murder route with Peter August, you just keep giving us more possible suspects. Martin certainly would be the biggest reach at this point, but right. I mean, I'm sure the show can come up with something that we didn't see, where it's like, yeah, that gave Martin a reason to that's why I wanted to get rid of him.
And I mean, we did see Yuri this week. That's why we saw Yuri and Monica. Yes, but I think it's. Uncle Martin might be Carly's divorce lawyer. Yeah, because weeks ago, Diane said she can't do it basically because she's conflicting in for interest. That'd be kind of fun.
That's true, and she's not going to Scotty. So
no, she ain't going to Scotty. That's it. That's not going to happen at all. Yeah, no, it's this Peter thing, and he's so smug right now. He's so like, I know where my baby is. That's all he cares about. It was like, and even Dante a couple times made me laugh. Comes like, why is he like smiling over? Like, why is he like not worried? Like, it's like when he's smiling like that or kind of like drifting off, you all should be worried because okay, come on, Frank, this transfer's not going to happen.
No,
you and I all know. Well, Frank, tell me differently. Will it happen? Will they? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Of course it's not, but it certainly I agree with you. If I was Dante and I had that vibe, I'd be like, well, maybe we need triple security around this. Just to be on the safe side, because it doesn't seem like things are. He's not as worried as he should be.
No, and Dante a couple times like, why are you okay? That's what I would be worried, folks. cheese and crackers, I would be worried. He doesn't seem like he's really worried, folks. He's smiling. That's not good.
The one thing I'm going to be curious about is what this does with the Valentin Victor relationship, because it seems like Victor has a genuine want to be able to connect with Valentin, father to son.
Yes,
yet still as a Cassadine, not above putting his needs above others when the moment suits him. And so when you deliberately knock out your son and stash him in a trunk, which, by the way, best acting of James Patrick Stewart's week, right there is an unconscious body being dumped into a trunk. Sold it beautifully.
Sold it. Yeah, sold it.
I don't know. I think it's tough to try to say like, hey, let's still have a relationship. I know I drugged you and knocked you in a trunk, but come on.
But see, that's what he's going to do. You know he's going to do that. He's going to be like, it's for a greater good. Sorry, son. This is what Cassadines do. He always said, this is what Cassadines do. We were telling Spencer a few weeks ago. Yeah, we all do stuff to each other. But we have to but he's like, he wants to unite them for some reason. It's like there's something going on. There's something, there is something brewing. So
which again, great. And I feel like, and we've talked about this before. We even talked about it now too, is that, it is great to be able to have teases. Absolutely. You want to get people like, okay, what's going on? But at some point, you got to at least let the audience know what the bigger agenda is. So we're like, all right, we're going to be more engaged in wanting to see this be uncovered, rather than getting frustrated at how long it's time, how long you're taking to tell us even anything about what this bigger plan is. So Victor's alluded to this so many times, we have no idea what it is. No idea. As an audience, we can make guesses that maybe it's, because he's captured Luke and he's got Holly, and so maybe that's part of it. And if that's only part of it, what's the other part? Because he needed them off the canvas for some reason. So what's the real objective? Nothing's been said. And so it's frustrating. Even to Valentin, it's like, oh yeah, something big's coming, but I can't tell you. Then why?
I know. Bye, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. All right. No, she said bye. She said right. I think she said night, James. Sorry, I can't read. She said right. Sorry, Kathy. I'm trying to get rid of you. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of you. It's Spoon Island. Yeah, it's nothing says fatherly love like a kidnapping, right? Exactly. One storyline that I did like. It's a little quick. We've been talking about stuff we don't like. I did like this, the handling of this, and that is Ned, Leo, and Olivia. I did enjoy the talk they had with him about getting married, and because he's autistic, and then the whole thing I thought was done very tastefully. I thought it was very wonderfully done. And that little actor he's a good little actor. Oh, really, Frank? Really? Wow.
There's only one quibble, not necessarily quibble, but just thinking what you think, asking what you think between Olivia and Ned.
Yes.
How much of this is Olivia genuinely still deeply in love with Ned? And so I was like, yes, let's get the band back together. Let's do all this. And how much of it is that Olivia loves how much that Ned loves Leo, and how community is to Leo.
The latter. The latter.
That Olivia's like, all right, hey, I'm scared about this prognosis, and here's a guy that I've had my issues with, but by golly, he loves my son, and I know he's committed to my son. He's already shown that, so I'm going to stay with it, because I don't feel like I see that connection still yet between Olivia and Ned, but I can see her loving the connection and affection that Ned has for Leo.
So I agree. Actually, I agree with you. So for me, it's very much I'm in a weird way. I'm rooting for Ned and Olivia. It's because they're like I always saw them as the Quartermain equivalent to Edward and Lila 2.0. But then it's like I see her with Robert those scenes a few weeks ago, and like there's chemistry there. So I do feel like we haven't seen any romance between Olivia and Ned. So there's no romance. We haven't seen any romantic scenes. So I do think it's the latter, what you just said. I think it's more of he loves my son. He's part of this family. Like you said, Julian will always be your biological father. He's not here, So Ned would be good for him. So why not? So I think it's a little bit of both. But I always find myself kind of oddly rooting for them, but also hoping she'd go with Robert. So I go. It could be a nice little triangle or something. I mean, I don't know. They don't do that, invest in that or not. But you're right. It's another one of those weird situations. It's kind of like they've been so apart for so long now, yet still in the same house together. Yeah.
And again, I think it's the real estate of the show, which factors into this too. So many characters and stories to cover that it's how often do you get Ned and Olivia scenes that can just focus on them having a romance in their lives again, rather than it's more Leo Ned Quartermain stuff. So it just, I agree with you about how seeing them as kind of like the future of the Quartermain clan. They're the figureheads. I just felt like, boy, you guys, this is a coupling that was unexpected when it first happened, but really enjoyed it and loved how they brought them together. So I genuinely would like to see them still sit together, but I just feel like this build up around them again, maybe because of the lack of story time with them. I just don't feel that kind of connection between the two of them.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, I agree. I agree with you. I see it. So, but again, you're right. They're both so reoccurring that it's also tough.
Yeah.
We see Christina one day this week.
But a great scene.
It was a great scene. It was a great scene.
Yes.
When she talked to Sam, and she said what I've been saying this whole time. Don't you think it's a little weird that my sister got with my brother? I was like, that's right, bitch. Tell her.
But I think, again, just she wanted to, like, hey, we get the fans are weird about this, but we'll also in show tell them why it's cool.
Yes.
Christina brought it up, but then also said she was fine with it. So
she did. Like, but it was good to see her, and it was a great scene. Just saying that you didn't talk to me, but you're speaking for me. I'm the one who went through this myself. I can tell you if I feel something towards Harmony or not. The Harmony friendship with Alexis, I'm just like, is it going lesbian? I don't know. It just feels weird. I feel like there's something more going to happen. That they're pushing this friendship so hard that I almost feel like, is this their kind of way, their thing of like, I don't know, like they're trying to lead that direction? Because I'm like, they've never pushed a friendship this hard on the show. Never.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that. I mean, that there has been, in real life, many people come out late in life, which would be great. So if they wanted to do that with Alexis, sure. It's just, I need the next step to happen. And so I'm glad this conversation between Sam and Christina happened because, take several seats, Sam. Just, let the people that are directly involved, weigh in on how they feel about this first.
Yeah.
So because I can't keep going around with the Harmony and Alexis scenes like, hey, can we be friends? Oh, we can't be friends. Maybe we can be friends, but we can't be friends. So, if friends is code for like, maybe something more than friends, sure. We've played all that out right now, so now we can just jump into it. But yeah, let's move on, please. Let's get all the objections aside, and let's just let these two be together as friends for now and see where it goes.
And also, Ned reached out to Austin. Austin is not that, he's still bitter about the whole thing there. And we learned, I forgot, which is a very important plot point because I thought it would be him. His brother has autism.
Yes,
I thought it'd be Austin.
I was with you on that as well too. But yeah, it turned out to be this brother, which will we ever see him? Who knows? I genuinely liked Ned reaching out to Austin right there, and I liked, because of what he did for Leo, wanting to try to fix something about the way that Jimmy Lee Holt was kind of, the wrongs he was dealt.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that, and I can understand in the scene why Austin would be reluctant, given what happened with Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm hoping they don't play that up too long, because I would like to see. Let's get more for that character, and having him more mixed into the Q clan would be great.
And the brother is a Quartermain also. So
that's true.
Quartermain, so it'll be very interesting. Yes, Harmony seems to be changed. Think you guys might want to, okay, yeah. So I don't know, yeah, I don't know. But that's everything. I think I covered everything. I mean, I feel like I don't think I missed anything. And everybody, we talked about everything on it. God, that was a lot. That's a lot this week. Shit.
Yeah.
That was a lot. So overall, I mean, some stories, fine. Most of it, I'm like, let's see what happens. We're still watching. We'll see what happens. And Cardi will be on every day. That basically what's happening.
You know, that's true. If let's take away one of the Carly scenes and give us a day where we can have more like Ned and Olivia, or Jay and Molly, or any of these other characters that the show wants us to care about, but never shows us enough to really care about what happens with them.
Thank you. More Drew. He's back in town, so let's figure out what to do with him. I mean,
heck yeah. I mean, I would think that Drew would know enough that he's starting to figure out that Sonny was off his meds, but I also don't know when Sonny has that scene with Britt, and Britt says, "Hey, nobody's going to hear from your family's not going to hear from me that you're off your meds." Like, what's that point? Who cares? Like that, yeah, it's not the point that he was off his meds. It's the point that that he wasn't getting help. So, right? I don't think his family's going to be like mad. You were off your meds, Sonny. How could you? I don't think that's a big issue. All right.
Yes. So that was your General Hospital this week, you guys, for January 24th through 28th, 2022. We're back next week, of course. If you do like me and Frank, you can see us again this Wednesday night when we talk about the Book of Boba Fett, my number one show on my network right now, which is crazy too. With me, him, and John Duff, we talk about the second to the last episode, which again, I'm totally curious what's going to happen. I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm very curious. So you do that. And if you are a Sex and the City fan, because on Thursday, and just like that, we have an after show at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Me and Emily May Heller, we're talking about the finale, the season finale. I think there's a season. I know it's kind of rough. I think it's gonna be a season 2. I think I'm not sure, but yeah, I think yes, Frank. I think so. I don't know, but we're gonna be just to make it all thrown off. We'll be talking about that on Thursday, so you can see that also. And on Tuesday night,
do you want one? Just you, James. Given how crazy this first season's been,
watch my show. You'll find out.
Okay. All right. What a tease. That's a tease, everybody.
It's a tease. That's how you do it, kids. Watch my show on Thursday. You'll find out what I think about another season or not. Oh, and this is with the split personality. So this one may have a split personality. That's yeah. So we'll that's it doesn't really move this week on that. So we'll see. I saw a scene for next week. Something else happened. So that'll this week something else happened. So I guess we'll see more about that. What else can I tell you guys? Daytime Today starts this week. And also on Tuesday, it's Tammy Govea and Doug Hess and I talking about their hit shows, Forgotten Hollywood and Some Like a Classic. And that episode, I will be actually making an announcement about a third show on JLJ Network, so about Hollywood. So watch that on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. On Tuesday nights. I know, Frank, it's just all this 10,000 things going on.
Media empire ever expanding, like Napoleon or Alexander the Great. You have so many more lands to conquer, and you are doing that.
And I'm taller, so there you have it, kids. than Napoleon. So yes, right there. Everyone, please be safe. Please be careful. And we'll see if God willing, we'll see you next week. We'll be back here again with another episode of the JH Me Spotlight.
What's gonna happen? I'm scared.